After it was announced way back in 2015, it's pretty much been all downhill for the Borderlands movie ever since. From changes in the creative team to rewrites and reshoots, and from dubious casting choices to trailers that got universally panned, you'd think that the movie couldn't be as bad as the journey it took to finally get to theaters. You'd think, but you'd be wrong. Borderlands is the exact shameless cash grab of a movie based on a beloved video game series that you think it is. Although all signs are pointing toward it being the kind of cash grab that loses money, so you can add another failure to the long list this movie has accumulated. And we'll talk about some of the things that made this movie a total waste of time after we get in a quick recap of the story it tells. So I doubt anyone cares, but spoilers ahead. We begin with the obligatory expositional narration explaining that the galaxy used to be ruled by the technologically advanced Iridians, who left behind a vault full of something, as well as a prophecy that a daughter of Iridia would someday come and open the vault and save the planet or something. Right away, this daughter of Iridia, Tiny Tina, is rescued by the super soldier Roland. Elsewhere, we meet the bounty hunter Lilith, who decides to murder 3 guys who had the audacity to offer her a job. She does eventually take the job from someone named Atlas to recover his kidnapped daughter. Once she arrives on the trash planet Pandora that she hails from, Lilith meets the robot Craptrap, who has been reactivated after her arrival. She finds Tiny Tina, who's with Roland and some guy named Krieg, but she's drawn the Crimson Lance to their location, forcing them to flee. They escape and meet up with Tannis and her heaving cleavage, and Lilith gets pissy because she and Tannis share some history. We then learn that Tiny Tina has the Iridian blood necessary to open the vault, as she was created in a lab by Atlas for that very purpose. After the Crimson Lance closes in on them and they escape in the garbage, which the characters are indistinguishable from, they go in search of the remaining keys they need to open the vault. Their first stop is an abandoned mine, filled with acid and raiders who are engaged in almost as many illegal activities as the Oakland Raiders and their fans used to be. They find the second key and get ambushed, forcing Roland to stay behind to ensure their escape, although the rest of the group randomly teleports away seconds later, so sucks for Roland, I guess. Conveniently, Tiny Tina is the third key, which will help them wrap this story up in under 2 hours. And Roland survived, because of course he did. Tiny Tina overhears Lilith talking to Atlas about bringing her in, and she fucking nades Lilith. She's fine, of course, and now stuck with just Craptrap, she has a flashback of her mom abandoning her, which you'd think Lilith would have gotten over because she's 55 years old, but apparently not. The two visit Lilith's old family home, where the robot plays a recording of her mom who talks about her destiny. Tina, Krieg, and Jamie Lee Curtis's boobs find the vault entrance and try and open it, but nothing happens. The waiting Atlas and his raiders show up, but so does Roland, who tries to shoot Atlas, but he's unharmed and shows off his literal plot armor. But Lilith is here to save the day, right after she delivers the incredible plot twist that she's the special chosen one. She makes a deal with Atlas to open the vault in exchange for everyone else's lives. So she does, and the swirly-whirly magic of the vault removes some of her clothes and turns her into a phoenix person called Firehawk. She and her teammates fight Atlas and the Raiders and, you'll never believe this, but the good guys win without taking any casualties. So incredible. But Atlas lives and he takes Tina hostage, demanding Lilith take him into the vault. She does, and it's full of Iridian technological treasure. But then 12-year-old Tina beats Atlas in a fistfight and he gets pulled under by a hentai monster. Then there's fireworks and everyone is ready to get drunk and celebrate, but before that, Lilith turns into a Firehawk one more time and flies off and explodes into a Firehawk firework, taking Katy Perry's lyrics way too literally, and the movie comes to an end. As you can probably tell, Borderlands is the forgettable, formulaic, feckless kind of bad movie that has no soul. It's not really the, let's go out of our way to piss people off kind of bad movie, but bad is bad any way you cut it. And it's the kind of, how do you do, fellow gamers movie that just wants to capitalize on an established franchise with a built-in fanbase without putting in the effort necessary to cater to them. Formulaic really is the word that comes to mind with Borderlands. It has 3 or 4 action sequences where you know no one is going to die, some juvenile gags, some shoehorned I miss my mother sentiment, a twist that surprises no one, and the good guys achieving total victory, all bookended by empty exposition. And it's uninspired in the way that it plays it safe at every turn, doesn't even attempt to go off the beaten path or do anything unique or risky, and just leaves us with the soulless journey of characters who are no deeper than the one sentence you'd find in each character's bio. Lilith is the hardened bounty hunter with a secret hidden in her past. Roland is the ultra-capable soldier with a heart of gold, Tiny Tina is the rambunctious kid who's overly fond of explosions and wacky dialogue, and Krieg is the faceless juggernaut carrying them through their fights. And it doesn't go any deeper than that. Even the villain is just a guy in a long coat with a lot of bad guys to throw at his problems. They're all just exactly what you see on screen and nothing more. And the movie puts very little emphasis on what they're doing and why they're doing it. They're just kind of on this path, and they're doing things because they're doing them. Even at the end, when we're inside it, we don't really know what's in the vault and why it'll help anyone. You never feel any urgency for them to overcome their obstacles and reach their goals, and there's not much in the way of motivation for each character to be doing any of it. But honestly, the Borderlands movie was doomed from the start, as the director Eli Roth pitched the idea based on a video of his dog being shy when pooping. Not only is that a good allegory for this turd of a movie, but it was something that was put into the trailer when Claptrap goes Craptrap mode and sheepishly shits out a bucket of bullets in front of everyone else. Funnily enough, that part where Claptrap acts shy that inspired this whole shit can didn't even make the final cut, so it's only in the trailers. But that wasn't all. In addition to all the problems with the production mentioned at the beginning of the video, the movie also filmed during COVID and wrapped back in 2021, only to go into reshoots last year. Finally giving them a product they thought was good enough to release this weekend, nearly a decade after the movie was announced. Either that, or they knew it wasn't ever going to be good and they just wanted to rip off the band-aid and take the loss on their taxes. A lot was made about the casting for the film too. Cate Blanchett looks great at 55, but Lilith is in her 20s, and that's simply a bridge too far for most. Her age wasn't too much of a hindrance in the simplistic action scenes, but it's hard to swallow a 55-year-old woman being plagued by the mommy issues that randomly cropped up halfway through. Roland is supposed to be a badass soldier who plays the typical straight man, so Kevin Hart was a weird choice there. I know he retired from being funny a while ago, but that doesn't mean he can just step into other roles and do fine. And he falls about 10 inches short and 60 pounds of muscle light of the video game character. Jack Black plays Claptrap, but Claptrap just sounds like Claptrap, so almost anyone could have played that role. I actually thought Tiny Tina was played fine. She's close enough to her game counterpart without trying to be a one-for-one copy, which would have probably been insufferable in this movie. But the real problem with the casting was the total lack of chemistry between the characters. For a movie like this, and based on the Borderlands games, there's a surprising lack of witty banter between the characters. There are a lot of references and visual homages paid to the games, but it's all in service of a bad, uninspired movie, so it'll probably still fall flat with its intended audience. I probably don't even need to say it, but Borderlands gets a HateWatch label, because even at less than 90 minutes, it's still a waste of time. The movie is getting a hilarious 9 from critics of all people on Rotten Tomatoes, and 51% from viewers. On Metacritic, viewers are giving it a 2.7, and it would be hard to argue with that. With a reported $120 million budget, Borderlands probably needs a miracle to turn a profit. But when it fails to deliver a good adaptation of a beloved game franchise, fails to do anything unique, and fails to deliver even a mediocre movie, it deserves nothing more. So don't waste your time, because HateWatchers has watched it so you don't have to. Did you know this movie was doomed as soon as the first trailer released? Did you have any interest in seeing Borderlands? Or, heaven forbid, did you already go out and see Borderlands? If you did, I'm sorry. But what did you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to leave a like on the video if you liked it, and subscribe to HateWatchers if you haven't already for reviews of other current shows and movies. Thank you for traveling to a trash planet for a trash movie with us today, and we'll catch you on the next one.